it. So, I'm going to an expo, HERPS Conroe, and I'm going to give you some tips, kind of show you around what it's going to be like. Maybe have a few interviews with people, you know, get the feel. Okay. Let's use this intro. So, the first step is to find the expo, find one near you, find out the time, find out how much it costs. Make sure you know your budget. I've brought 130 here today, and I'm gonna spend 130, hopefully. Kind of get a list of what you want or what you might want. You know, do your research. Let's go. So now that we're in here, I usually just go around once or twice, just look at everything, see what's around, get a general feel for where everything is, and then I start making, you know, decisions on what I want. So let's go. So I'm with Ben with Captive Inverts. I'm gonna ask him a few questions about people coming to this type of show to buy tarantulas. What would you say they need to like look out for?
Well, I mean, the first thing that a lot of people want to do is hold the spider. So that's one of the things that you have to get comfortable with, is if you're gonna hold it, to hold it. If you're not, it's really not a big thing. I mean, a lot of them are look, don't touch. So it's kind of just depending on what you want to do when you want to come and buy a spider.
And for a good beginner spider, I'm sure people watching this have already researched some about types of spiders they want. We've got a lot of spiders right here. Any specifics you'd recommend as like somebody's go-to first tarantula?
So like probably one of the first ones would be like the Chaco Golden Knee. Very docile spider, completely handleable. Females get up to about 6.5, 7 inches. Very lumbering, very slow, so it's not one of those skittish types. Less of a hair kicker, not really prone to actually rear up and show some fangs, so it's a very good beginner spider.
And as for the vendor themselves, what separates a kind of shady vendor from more of a open, better type of?
Well, I mean, for the most part, you want to look at the stock. For one, does it look healthy? And then, you know, a lot of times you get a feel for whether it's wild caught or it's captive bred. So just depending on what the spider is, and if you indeed want to just that particular spider, it doesn't really matter if it's wild caught or not. It's just whether or not it looks healthy.
Well, thank you. What are you getting, Elijah? Non-do chromatus.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon. Here, you want to get a close-up shot of it? Is this loss? What type of snake is that?
It's a red-tailed boa.
Red-tailed boa?
Yep.
Seems huge. After getting the non-do chromatus, Brandon and I decided to go see Max, who we got crested geckos from at the last HERPS, and listen to his opinions and advice on buying reptiles at expos.
This is just a calico. She's just the biggest one I have right now that's not in shed, so I've decided to go ahead and pop her on out. I had a whole bunch more. I sold a lot of snakes today. So, but yeah, she's a cutie. I do like calico stuff. So, a lot of questions I get, concerning reptiles, you want communication with your person. Every time I get a snake, I have the card. I tape it, whether it's health issues, whether it's genetics. You know, I want to be able to contact, hey, this happened with your snake, or hey, your snake, you know, is doing great. You know, it's like that kind of communication is what you want in a good vendor. A lot of these people are like, all right, take it, bye, and you know, that's not the way I like to do things. You know, I've seen people, you know, back in October when I sold a snake to them, you know, it's like, hey, how's it going, you know? So, and then a lot, you know, you want the vendor to be able to help you out in other things that you don't understand, you know. Obviously, I work with reptiles every day of my life, so, you know, so it's like, I know a little thing here and there that can help somebody else out. So, earlier somebody was asking me, hey, where do I get an enclosure? Well, you can get a full new setup.
I've seen them all.
Right, yeah, you can get a whole setup with everything you need if you're starting from scratch, or if you're just looking to get a second-hand one. You know, there's a lot of ones over the Art of Reptile Rescue, so it's like, you know, being able to save you a little buck here and there, you know, outside of what I'm doing, you know, I'm all about it. You know, like Reptichip, I love this product. It's not mine. I'm not sponsored. You know, it's just a product I think works. I tell everyone, if you have a screen enclosure, get it from Andy. So I mean, it really, I think a huge thing that falls in line, it really covers a lot of your other bases, is finding somebody who will help you along your journey with the animal. So that way it's not just a product to them, it's an animal still. So.
Me and Brandon got crested geckos from you last time.
Oh yeah? How are they doing?
They're doing pretty good.
So yeah, I was about to ask, I was like, should I ask on camera, off camera? So.
Yeah. I talked to a guy who said he has a really good diet that'll promise to fatten them up real quickly and like double their growth with his own formula.
Right.
What would you say about that?
I mean, I would say you need to be cautious about that, because with anything growing too fast, you know, it's the same as power feeding snakes. You know, it can shorten their life, it can cause health problems later on. So it's the same reason you dust your bugs when you give them to your crested geckos. Me, it's all about feeding response. Right now, I find Pangea has a better feeding response than other gecko foods I've tried. I've tried the Zumed, the Rupashi, you know, the different things like that. I mean, obviously, the more they eat, the faster they grow. And throw some insects in there. That's what's really going to get them to grow.
Yeah, my guy loves crickets.
So it's give them dusted crickets as treats. The dusting, you know, helps make sure they maintain that calcium as they grow quickly. So, I mean, but other than that, it's an animal, and you know, it's not just a machine to produce a baby. So,
you know much about dart frogs?
Dart frogs? I know, don't feed them those ants. So
I was thinking about getting a dart frog for my Cicierega.
Oh yeah, Josh's Frogs is normally here. I haven't seen, like, he's not here this time, maybe he had the flu or something. He's a really good guy on frogs.
I've been like October, this time I was looking for Josh's Frogs.
Yeah. Are y'all going to NARBC?
Probably not.
Okay.
Is that up in Austin?
Arlington. So.
Yeah. Problem is,
travel.
Just location, travel, like doing school.
But I mean, he probably has the flu now. You know, Sean was telling me how much the show is growing.
Yeah, and just from even May, it's so much more crowded.
Yeah, it's huge. So, but yeah, it's. I've been really happy with the show, but he'll probably be here the next show. So.
Look, you know what? It's the same thing. It's a crawdad.
Yeah, I'll let my friend know. I just gave her this one.
I think that's about it.
So I'm planning on getting dart frogs. Just trying to get all set up for that. I have my lighting, I need my drainage layer, and some plants. Then I can get the frog itself. Hey, so I'm with Cataleah right here.
Hey guys.
Do you have any like tips and tricks for like people coming to these types of shows for the first time?
So
like someone just visiting for the first time?
Yeah, visiting, they kind of want to look around, maybe want to get something, but they're not really sure.
Okay, well, obviously first I would recommend that you do a lot of research before you buy any animal, especially for the more exotic ones. But whenever you're like picking an animal, I would also do research on the vendor, make sure they're reputable and make sure all their animals look healthy and good before you decide.
Hey guys, just a real quick reminder, the next talk is starting right now.
I'm holding the microphone now.
And some clothes drawings.
Thanks for all the tips and tricks.
Of course, you're welcome.
You guys can check her out on YouTube.
It's just Cataleah, so.
Okay, you can ask her about the light out. $6. These are really pretty tames. Here we have balls of fluff. This groundhog? I think it's a Nile monitor. Alright. Good show today. Good hustle. We out though. Oh, so bright. Oh, so bright. Okay, Mr. Vampire. My eyes hurt. Oof. Ow. Ouch. My eye. Oofy owie. Ooh, this one's super fast now. So, Pikel. Big thanks to Aaliyah, Ben, and Max for letting me interview them. Their links are in the description. Here's some of the non-duchromatis I bought from Ben. And my new dart frog and his bioactive vivarium. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. This is EK saying peace out. Bye.